Hi guys, and welcome back for another video here at Ricky's Vape Spot. Today we'll be looking at the H-Legend 3 and the H-Legend 5 by HKDA. So the first review that I ever did on this channel was actually an e-hookah. It was the Proteus by Aspire. Back then I wasn't even sure why I did the e-hookah, but it was something different and something that that was cool to me, and I wanted to do that. I had actually no idea back then about how this channel should work. I just knew I wanted to do something because it was fun to me. So a few weeks back I got contacted basically by HKDA to do a review for them for their e-hookahs, and those are basically pen style e-hookahs that they have. They do also make traditional hookahs, but everything electronic. So I'll leave their website link down below so you can go and check them out. So they were good enough to send me two of their products, the H-Legend 3 and the H-Legend 5, and both of them basically are the same thing. They both have a water container on top, an e-juice container on the bottom, and the battery, and both of them take 18650 batteries, so it's basically more or less the same thing, just there's a size and design difference in both of them. So without further ado, I think we should go down to the table, have a closer look at them, and then we'll take it back up to top and have a vape and talk a little bit more about them. Okay guys, and here we are up close and personal with the H-Legend 3 and the H-Legend 5. We'll go through those boxes individually and then I'll show you how they are made up. The H-Legend 3 comes in this nice pouch. On the back we do have some company infos as well as warnings. On the front, just H-Legend 3 and this color indication sticker suggesting that this is the gold version. So to open it up, zipper here, and inside we have it nicely packed. So we do get the user manual here containing most of the important parts, as well as on the back. So this is pretty good. You'll see there's a lot of parts to it, so you might want to keep this around. So we do get an empty plastic bottle, we do get the USB charging cable here, bag of extra O-rings here, a small brush to clean out, and we do get the H-Legend V3 right here. And you might think at first I thought that this was the e-juice tank, but no, this is actually the water tank, and the e-juice tank is actually hidden under here. So we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, this basically screws together like so. Okay, that was a short unboxing of the H-Legend 3. Let's go to the H-Legend 5. So the H-Legend 5 comes in, of course, in this smaller box. This is supposedly the mini version. On the front we actually see how this one looks like. On the side we do have a color indication, and we do have the company website here, H-Legend 5, and as well as some company and warning and features written on the back of the box. Okay, inside we do have as well another user manual. It's basically the same one, just smaller, and underneath we do get the H5, the mod itself. This actually looks and feels like an old Ego style battery, but this one takes an 18650. I'll show you that in a second. And this one is, of course, the e-juice tank and the water container in one, which screws on to your battery like so. Underneath we do get another box just containing a small bag of extra O-rings. Be careful, they're pretty loose inside so you don't lose them. And that's basically it. And now we have both of those devices here. We have the H5 and the H3. As you can see, both of them are basically the same height. The H5 is smaller, basically just by the drip tip, and it's a lot thinner. Let's go through these devices from top to bottom. I'll use the H5 because mainly it's the same thing. So on top we do have a mouthpiece, and this is not replaceable, so you're basically stuck with what you have. It does seem to have some type of an silicone, maybe spit back protection, or I'm not really sure since I haven't used it yet. And then this here is the airflow control ring. You basically, it does have top airflow, so you can either close it off or turn it on. I'm not sure if you can see it here. And this is basically on both sides. So you can turn it off or turn it on. This can be basically also taken out. Like so, it's just press fit inside. Everything is sealed off with those O-rings and silicone rings to prevent the water from leaking out, so you might just want to take care that you don't lose any of those. We do have the water container on top, and in order to screw this off or to actually fill the water inside, we will have to unscrew the top cap here. And now be careful because all of this comes apart really easily. So you just want to basically press fit this on, pour the water inside and make sure it comes to this red line here. And after that, just screw back the top cap. The top part, as I said, is the water container, and this one is the same on this device as well. Underneath we do have the e-liquid container. Now in the H3, the e-liquid container is basically hidden behind this guard here, and it's almost the same tank. I think just the top cap is a little bit different here, but both of them basically function the same way. If you want to unscrew the top cap, you basically get to the coils, okay? And all of those coils, see there's like two O-rings now, we'll have to put them back. Now all of those coils are stainless steel 316 vertical coils, so nothing is basically written on the coils. I'm not really sure how much they read. Let's check the resistance of the coils here really quickly. So 0.25 ohms, as it says on the eVic. This device can use any resistance between 0.2 and 3 ohms, so anything below that the light will flash, and anything above that it won't, it would flash again, I suppose. Now this small O-ring that fell off is from the top here, basically sealing off the coil from the chamber, and this part here comes down here and it's holding the glass tank section together. Okay, and just press fits on as well. So as I said, this one as well, it's basically the same tank. You just want to make sure that you don't get it too tight, because this is really slippery, and even now if I try, see, I'm kind of having problems getting it off. Okay, so it's this one is really thin to grab onto. Then let's move on. So this one basically does have this protection guard here. Then moving on, we do have the battery on one and on the other. The H-Legend 3 does have a USB charging port. The H5 doesn't, so just be aware of that. You do need to have a charger if you get the H5. The H3 you can charge via USB here. Both of them basically take an 18650 battery. So let's just go and install a battery here first. This one is actually pretty smooth, kind of like it. It does feel pretty thick, if you can see that. We'll install a battery here, like so. And we'll put this battery inside here like so as well. So both of those devices basically function the same. You have 5 clicks on and 5 clicks off. You will have an color indicator on the side as well. So this one is on now. 2, 3, 4, 5. This one flashes. I'm not really sure if you can see that one. 4, 5. Yeah. And this one functions the same as well. This one is on right now, and we can also turn it off. Flashing. So what we're gonna do right now is fill up both with e-juice. I think we'll do that first, and then we'll fill them up with water. So this one is almost ready here. I'll fill it up like so. Then just close this one off on the top, and this will be perfect for it to sit for a few minutes more so those clothes get nice and saturated. And now let's try and fill up the water tank. I've filled up this empty plastic bottle with water, so it's gonna be easier for me to do it on camera. So I'll take the water and then just basically pour it inside here, top line, like so, and put it to the maximum line, the red one here. That should about do it. And then we'll close it off with this top cap. Now that should work pretty good. And on top we do have the airflow here. Let me just try it. Yeah, and we see the bubbles coming out. I think I might maybe fill this up more. Let's fill up the H5. Now they do say in the manual that you don't want to place it upside down because obviously it will leak out the water, I suppose. Not the e-juice, but the water might leak out, so you might want to keep that in mind. And I have to say on the H3 the threading on top here is actually pretty bad. It's not that bad, but it's just more smooth on the H5. So let's take some water and fill this one up as well. And now our e-hookah shishas pens are basically ready to go. Let's screw this back together. I think they could maybe do some more water because now see if I hold this anywhere more down like so, there's not gonna be any bubbles, so I need to hold it up pretty high in order for the bubbles to come out. Those are the two shishas. I filled them up with water, I filled them up with e-juice. Now let's go back to top, have a vape, and talk a little bit more about them. So the H Legend 5 and the H Legend 3. It's really hard for me to put them in any category, but because I think what they are, they're basically a category for themselves. Portable hookah pens and not the hookah pens that we are used to, because basically vape pens were called hookah pens and stuff like that. This is actually a real hookah pen with a water container on top and a juice container on the bottom. Let's talk about a few specs for this device. This does have some protection built in, so it's not a mechanical mod, it does have protection. We do have low voltage protection. Light indicator will flash 10 times when the battery is not working or the voltage falls below 3.3 volts. We have low resistance protection, so any atomizer that is below 0.2 ohms not working will not work with this battery. We do have short circuit protection. When there is a short, the button will flash 3 times, and we have overtime protection, as they call it, so you cannot vape it for longer than 20 seconds, but then again, I don't know who would continuously vape this for more than 20 seconds. Now we do have replaceable 18650 batteries in both devices, so those batteries are not included, of course. On the H5 you will have to charge it separately. On the H3 you do have an USB charger. The tank capacity, now I wasn't able to find it anywhere, but from my experience and from what I can see how much fits inside, it's about 2 mils of e-juice. The water container on top, the liquid container on bottom, and then we have the battery here. And it's basically working for both devices the same way. I think, in my opinion personally, I kind of tend to grab this H5 more than the H3, and to be honest, when I first got them, those devices were pretty funny looking to me. I mean, they're huge, and especially the H5 looks a little bit top heavy with the tank and the water container. But what I think is that they're basically meant to stand on the table. Let's talk a little bit about the pros and the cons for this device. Let's have a vape first. So, the pros. This is definitely something fresh and kind of cool in my opinion. I never actually saw a vape pen with a water container on top, and I think this adds something really cool to your vape. if you were ever using real hookahs or e-hookahs before, then you do get this fun of those bubbles rising up. And definitely what I think, in my opinion, is a pro in this device is that you do have a fire button. So it's not draw activated, and I know that a lot of those e-hookahs that are draw activated are basically you need to suck in a lot of air to activate the hookah and then to get some vapor. This basically would work without the water container as well. But it's pretty cool. All that you have to do is basically just take care that you don't overfill it above this red line, that you basically hold it at an angle where the water is still not touching those air holes down below. There's a lot of little holes where the air goes through. If you happen to really draw it in hardly, what can happen is that as those bubbles rise up, that you might get some of this water in your mouth. But it's definitely not as bad as when you get e-juice in your mouth. And I realized that you only get the water in your mouth if you really over angle it or if you put it on your side. So you don't want to be vaping this when lying down, because all that's gonna happen is basically you're gonna drink the water. I can show this to you in this one. So like this, it's okay, but as soon as you start to angle it out, the water starts dripping out. See? So that's definitely something that you don't want to do, especially when lying down and you're just gonna drink the water. Let me just clean this up, because water and a battery, I don't think that's ever a really good idea. But as long as you have it standing like this, you shouldn't have any problems. If water ever comes out from the top, you do have a little bit of this water in this mouthpiece here. So that's something that you need to be aware of. It might be actually cool if they did a device where you can basically adjust your power, but that would, I guess, take it to a whole new level. And I kind of do prefer this H5 more to the H3. I'm not really sure why. I mean, the H3 looks pretty cool. It's a little bit funny looking, and I really can't see myself taking this one out with me, because that would be just too funny. But I think it's a cool piece for just standing on the table like this, okay? And then, you know. Now the H5 is definitely more elegant. If you've been using tube mods before, then this won't be looking that much different than those tube mods before. Now, to the flavor of those, I think those coils are pretty good. Those are pre-made coils, of course, but I don't think they are bad. I think they're actually pretty good. I'm not really sure how much the water itself adds to this flavor, or to purify the vape, or to cool it down, because the water content is pretty low. But then again, I think it does add something different to your vape, definitely. So all in all, when I saw it, it was definitely something fresh, something that I wanted to try out. Everything basically works as it's supposed to vape. You just have to take care of some details, like, you know, don't put it upside down, or don't let it sit on your table flat over the night, because you will have water all over your place. But if you're using it normal, you know, and you not throw it in your pocket or purse and just leave it sitting on the table like so, I don't think you will have any problems with this one. It's definitely a conversation starter if you have something like this. Take it to a vape meet or something. I guess everybody will want to try it. One con that might be is that this top piece here, it's pretty wide, and I suppose that they had to do it because of all those airflows coming from down, up, and stuff like that. But it's pretty wide, so if you're used to smaller bore drip tips, this might be a little bit too large for you. Also, another thing is, this device definitely functions best on direct lung hits. Okay, you can get a mouth to lung hit. Let me try and close it off all the way, like so. But that won't really take you that far. if I open it up, of course, and do some direct lung hits, it's definitely functioning much better. The draw itself is it's not really loose, but it's not really tight, so it's somewhere in the middle. Definitely meant for direct lung hits, in my opinion, but be aware that you can't get that fully open draw. It is restricted to some point, but I don't mind that one. And I think the amount of airflow that you get to the coil with direct lung hits is basically just perfect for this coil. Anything less than that, you will kind of choke it down, so you might want to consider that. I think this is a pretty fun device. If I saw it somewhere in the store, I'm not convinced that I would buy it. I would definitely want to try it, but this one will definitely stay on my table. You know, if I have some friends coming over and stuff, it's definitely something cool to try out. So let's talk a little bit about the price point. And the H Legend 3, I found it on GearBest for $52.42. So I'm not really able to find the price point for the H5, the H Legend 5, but I suppose it's somewhere in the same price point, maybe a few dollars less, something like $40 or $35. I'm not really sure. I don't see any online stores selling them except GearBest. So I will definitely leave all the links in the description box below so you can go and check it out for yourself. If you have a chance to try this somewhere, just go for it. It's pretty fun and cool. And I think that will basically conclude this vape review for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to HKDA for sending those devices my way for the purposes of this review. I hope you found some of this information useful here on my channel. If you did, please like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. You can also follow me on my Facebook page, my Instagram, and my Twitter account. I will leave all the links down in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm wishing you all a wonderful rest of the day. Let's keep on vaping. I'll see you again pretty soon.